Hello, beautiful boss babes. Are you ready to chase life with Kelly? Well, I'm your host, Kelly Chase, and I'm so excited you're here. We are going to talk about all things love, dating, relationships, money mindset. We're going to dive deep into self-love, worthiness. I am going to bring on some incredibly empowering guests. We're going to have fun, we're going to laugh, and perhaps we're even going to shed some tears together. I am here to empower you, inspire you, and motivate you to create the life you crave. I am so excited for today's episode. Let's dive in. Hi, babes. Welcome back to the Chase Life with Kelly show. I am your host, Kelly Chase. It is Sunday, literally the day before this episode airs, wherein I'm recording. And yes, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, this is a no makeup day for me. So yeah. So I felt like, well, two things. I really wanted to kind of do a little bit of a life update because there has been so many things that have been going on in my life over the last few months. And I think my last solo episode was a couple of months ago. So really wanted to do that. And also I spaced on booking a guest too. So it was kind of like an accidental, intentional episode. Okay, so let's dive in. I want to talk about career, business, as well as health. I want to give you guys a health update because I know that there's probably many of you that are experiencing this very similar thing. So I want to give you we'll tell you what I'm doing about my health, my current state of health, as well as my perspective on things. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about dating and relationships and how that's going in my life. So let's get started with this. Okay, so first of all, career and business stuff. So, and this isn't going to be too long of a podcast episode because I'm just going to hit on some, just powerful points. So started my new job in the end of December, and it has been going great. It is getting me out of my house, which has been so remarkable for my mental health. Because as an entrepreneur, and as an entrepreneur, if you plan out your business the way that you desire it to be, then, I desire to be able to work from home and have that location freedom. So with that being said, I did have that. However, there was a part of my business that was not giving me that location freedom because then I was actually tied to my house. I definitely have been on calls with other people, other coaches, consultants, specialists, that type of thing. And they're like in a very public area. They have their earbuds in and sure, they can, they can hear me just fine. And we can still do our, private coaching call or whatever. But for me, I don't know, sometimes that may feel like a little bit of a distraction. So I chose to hold any private coaching calls in the comfort of my own house. And therefore I was in my house a lot. Content creation, things like that. I just really wasn't getting out of my house. I don't know if that was just like some type of like lack of motivation or insecurities of taking a tripod out and about and just going to take pictures or film myself doing things. So it was probably a little combination of all of that. And, because we stay where we're comfortable and things don't, life doesn't change until we make changes. So with that being said, I was just in my house a lot. So this new job, I don't know if I told you exactly what I was doing, but just to remind you if I did already, I don't remember what I said 5 days ago or 2 minutes ago sometimes. But so I work for an orthopedic company. So orthopedic, like surgery clinic, treatment center. But I go and I meet with personal injury, motor vehicle accident, workers' comp, attorneys and law firms, and they have the option to refer their injured clients to our orthopedic center. So it's been really cool to get out and learn different industries. I'm not only learning about like ortho, I'm learning more about the personal injury and the law or the legal world. So that's been really fascinating because you guys know me. I love all the like mindset stuff and that, but the things that we don't love to talk about, like insurance and things like that, like I'm actually having to learn some of that. So I will tell you this was a really big learning lesson for me. And if you are a personal injury attorney out there and I say this incorrectly, you can definitely come back and correct me. But basically something that I learned is that if you are, first of all, you need car insurance, uninsured motorist insurance is what we need, but you have to make sure that you actually have added on or excess added on or excess uninsured motorist insurance, because then you are protected pretty much no matter what. If you get in a car accident, if it's your fault, if it's not your fault. And it can protect you also if you are riding with someone and they get in an accident. So FYI, look into it, call your car insurance and get that added on if it's not, so that it's protecting you more. So that's been fascinating to learn. Anyways, but yeah, I'm just really loving the space of getting out of my house. It really has been so helpful for my mental health, meeting new people every single day. And what's fascinating is I feel like this is kind of like a little manifestation, because last year I picked this up probably from another coach or something, but someone had said one time, new energy, new people, or new people, new energy, new people, new energy. And I'm like, wow, like I'm literally working a career where I am literally meeting new people with new energy every single day, or most every single day. And I think that human experience, that connection is what keeps the world going round, right? So it's just amazing to be living in my manifestation. I think that's so cool. And I'm going to circle back around to that quote in a little bit when I start talking about dating and relationships. So anyways, but I am loving that. I love meeting new people and learning all the things. On the flip side of that, so I did take a break in coaching while I was getting acclimated to my new career, because of the fact that I didn't know how demanding and what the time, how demanding it was going to be. And I have been in burnout. I have lived in burnout before. And I was like, there's no way in heck I am going to be in burnout again. Like, absolutely, I will not do it. So with that being said, I started the beginning of the year. I was like, okay, I'm not going to do any coaching right now because I want to have my evenings, if I have a podcast interview, then that's my focus, is building my brand around my podcast, around the show. And then also I want to do more public speaking. So FYI, if you think that I would be a good fit to come into maybe your company, your business, even for your team, and come and do some corporate wellness, workshops or empowerment, women empowerment, I don't know, whatever you feel could be best for me and aligned, we can always have that conversation. I feel like I'm very well versed in a lot of different avenues. So, but female or women empowerment, or just self-empowerment altogether, it doesn't have to be all female or women, but just self-empowerment, self-improvement, personal development, motivation, health and wellness, making the shifts, and just really helping you step into that future version of yourself. Like I said, that manifest things, is kind of what I can talk about. So, and obviously love dating relationships. I'm real good at that too. But yeah, so those were my focus areas, was focusing on the podcast as well as the public speaking, getting myself there. Anyways, my virtual assistant, thank God, I love my virtual assistants. They are great. Yes. If I had to do all of this on my own, I probably wouldn't have a podcast right now, because I am not tech savvy. There's no way in heck I would be editing these things. So shout out to my VA team who edit my podcast. They create all my videos and my reels. And I just have to post. I just have to do that part. But they've been great. And one of them is creating my media kits and sponsorship decks and things like that. And I'm telling you this because it's things, if you are an entrepreneur listening, or you've ever thought about, becoming a solopreneur and starting a business, these are things to think about, how to expand your brand, and really figure out what you want to be doing, not what you think you should be doing because other people are doing it, what you really want to be doing. That's the beauty in being an entrepreneur, is that you get to decide and you get to choose what you want for you, how you want your business to be, how you want your brand to look, how you want to show up in your business, what that even looks like. How many days a week do you want to work? How many hours a day do you want to work? What is the income that you want to bring in? And start to reverse engineer all of that so that you start creating this life that is meant for you maybe in 6 months or 5 years from now. You're creating it now. You're putting those healthy boundaries in place now for that. So that's kind of what I've been doing is, these last couple of months is just, I pulled back on, like I said, the actual one-on-one coaching or group coaching or anything like that. Because I really wanted to hone in on my career, figure out exactly like how demanding that was going to be, and then just focus on the podcast and getting myself geared up for the public speaking. And of course, it opens me up. It keeps me open to other opportunities, which I love, because that's part of manifestation is, it's equivalent or something better that will come in as you take those inspired actions. So with that being said, I am going to start doing coaching calls again now, because I have a voice, as we all do, but I have a lot of knowledge and I have to share it and I have to help people, because that is a part of my mission here on this planet Earth, is to help people. So, you come to go to my Instagram and my podcast, that's your free content, but there are going to be, I already have a digital course. It's called Rejection to Redemption, as well as another course. It's called Soul Aligned Money Magnet. But I'm also going to be working with another third-party source, doing kind of like more like on-demand calls. So you would pay X amount of money. I think it's like $100 or something for like a 15-minute call with me, but it could be about your health. So if you're looking to get tips and, know exactly like, hey, this is what is going on with my body. What do you think what are some suggestions that you can offer me in that regard? I'm not going to prescribe you anything. I can't make a suggestion for you to like not take medication or anything like that. It's just more or less giving you suggestions based on my experience, and every body is different. But I do know the science behind things and how the body works and calories and intake and all that stuff. So I want to be able to help you achieve your weight loss goals or your fat loss goals and really reconnect with your body, so that you improve your body image and your self-image to create the mindset shift, right? Because the mindset shift is actually what is going to create your lifestyle change. So it's going to be health. It's going to be love, dating, relationships. It is also going to be a business strategy. So again, if you have an online business, whether it's an online coaching business or online tangible product business, but you're looking to maybe expand in that market, or you're ready to launch a business in the online space so that you have more location freedom, time freedom, and essentially and eventually financial freedom. I know how to do those things because I've been doing it for a while. So these will be on-demand calls. Then I will have, through my business, I will have longer calls. Like we could do like 60-minute consultations. And also I'll have digital courses for you all to go through. So that's kind of like where I'm at with that right now. I might be doing some longer term, 30 days or 60 days or even 3 months of private one-on-one coaching. Those will be really intensive private coaching. So anyways, just if any of that kind of tickles your fancy right now, though, definitely send me a message on Instagram at Chase Life with Kelly or Chase Life with Kelly podcast. Additionally, you can go to the link tree in my bio and you can go ahead and sign up for a breakthrough call or rejection, or, go ahead and go through the course Rejection to Redemption, or go through the course Soul Aligned Money Magnet. Those should be in there too. But if not, just send me a DM and I will go through that with you. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at with my business stuff. I am doing a speaking event in June in Denver, Colorado. It's called Fempowered. It is literally me and probably, I don't want to say like 10 to 15 other highly influential women that are just like, it's going to be a women empowerment event. And literally, if you are looking for an up level in life, this is going to be an event that you need to attend, because these women are fabulous. Like, they will shake you to your core in the best way possible and inspire you to take action on your life, whether that's with your relationships, whether that is with, launching a business, growing a business, asking for a promotion or raise in your company that you work for, really pursuing your health goals, whatever that looks like for you, pursuing a personal development, spiritual journey, whatever it is. So this event is going to be awesome. It's June 9th and 10th in Denver, Colorado. I will be speaking on June 9th. So please Mark your calendars, go to I am Samantha Joy for tickets. But you can also DM me about this too. If you're interested in attending this Fempowered event, then DM me and just say, hey, Cal, I was just listening to your podcast. I would love to go to that female empowerment event in Denver, Colorado. And I will give you the link, the information for that. Yeah, I'm looking to just do more public speaking. I'm totally open to other opportunities that I haven't even thought of yet, because again, that's manifestation. So, I mean, other TV spots, I would love to do that. I just love the camera. Obviously I have a podcast show. But okay. So that pretty much sums up my like career and business stuff going on. I mean, I just love everything that's going on with everything right now. I have felt a little overwhelmed this last like week and a half. I will say that, but honestly, as I mentioned earlier, I am not a burnout chick. So I recognize when I need to pull back and scale back and take care of me. And that's kind of what I've been doing. So Saturday was a little, I don't know, I think I wanted to do some things, but then I was just a little unmotivated to do it. And I gave myself grace. I was like, Kelly, you were on all the time. Just do what you can. And today I went for like an hour walk, and then I went and sat in the sunshine. It's like 35 degrees out, but it felt so good just letting the sun, like the most crisp blue skies with the green tree leaves. It's just really, really pretty outside. So I was able to just lay outside for a little bit and let the sun just beam on my face. It felt so good. Okay, so let's move on. So let's talk about health. So I want to tell you this. So it is not normal for you to feel very sluggish and fatigued when you wake up. I know for many of us, that us doesn't include me because I don't drink coffee, but I know many of you drink coffee. And I had this like, I don't know, maybe thought realization this morning. I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder, there's so many health issues going on, a lot of autoimmune, a lot of gut issues, a lot of adrenal fatigue that people are just so unaware of just because of lack of education, but they just don't know. They feel like it's normal to feel tired and burnt out and tired and really fatigued every day. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm just tired. And then they get coffee and it spruces them up. So their body is like constantly kind of doing this like pattern of like down and then up. And then they come off the coffee, but maybe they're like, oh, I need another cup of coffee now. Anyways, with that being said, I don't feel like you're in tune enough with your body to understand this is not normal for you to feel fatigued and tired when you wake up. Okay. I get it. If you had less than 3 hours of sleep, you're probably going to feel tired and fatigued. But if you are getting like 6 to 9 hours of sleep a night, I mean, relatively, we want to get as close to 8 hours of sleep a night as possible, because that is how our body does its processing. It's resting. It's not working during that time. But essentially, maybe 7 to 9 hours, you should wake up and feel energized. I don't, and I've recognized that. And I know that I am doing a lot. Career business wise, it is a lot. I constantly have a to-do list running in my head that I'm really grateful for. But with that being said, and I don't drink coffee. So for me to just like get up and go, it can feel hard sometimes. Like it's like a daunting thing to get out of my bed. I'm like, oh my God. And so when I'm wanting to maybe get up at like 5 or 6 a.m. and start my day, it may be like a 7, 8 o'clock. And then I feel like I'm rushing around a little bit in the morning. And then now I'm just on a little fight or flight. Granted, I still do my morning practice, excluding sometimes my workout, which I know when I do my workout, though, that is when I actually am re-energizing myself. I feel good. The energy is moving through my body. Any of the stuckness is moving through my body. So that does help. I would say that like 99% of the time, moving my body pretty much first thing in the morning has been helpful. But even if I'm just doing my meditation, reading my books, journaling, that kind of thing, although I'm tuning into myself in that regard, if I don't get in some movement, I just don't feel that great. So that's one thing. Move your body, even if it's for 5 minutes in the morning, it's going to help. But anyways, back to my fatigue and everything. So I decided, I was like, I want to go somewhere that is really helping me with everything. So one of my best friends, she had gone to this clinic. It's called Progressive Medical Center here in Atlanta. And she was like, they give you like a whole treatment plan. You work with a naturopath, you work with a dietitian, you work with like the other specialists that are there to determine what is going on with you. They run a whole gamut of tests and diagnostics and screens and that kind of thing and lab work. And they figure out what's going on. And so they start to get to that root cause. I will say this. I do also think and believe that a lot of stuff is emotional. So as you start to implement healthier boundaries in your life, I do believe that your health begins to improve because you're choosing you, right? And I don't mean to say that in an arrogant or confident way or conceited way. Like you choosing you have to choose you. You have to do that. You have to create healthy boundaries and you have to honor those healthy boundaries in order to live a more healthy life. You just do. And that goes around your career, business. I mean, again, like I said, I have a to-do list a mile long in my head, but I have to choose to go for an hour walk, to sit outside for 30 more minutes and just let the sun penetrate my face. You know, it's like, okay, I am choosing this because I know that it's going to rejuvenate me. It's going to, make me feel a little bit more alive today. And so that I can record this podcast episode so that I can do some more of my work that I need to do. Yes, on a Sunday, because I have some deadlines that I have to, take care of. So anyways, with that being said though, I don't know where I was at. But yeah, so I'm going to this doctor. We did lab work. My first visit there, talked to the doctor. We did like a urine sample, that kind of thing. I have like 0 iodine in my body, which a lot of us probably don't. I know that I am magnesium, zinc, and vitamin D deficient. I always am. I feel like most humans are because we just aren't getting the correct minerals and vitamins in our daily intake of food and things like that. So anywho, I go tomorrow to the doctor. I go back for my follow-up tomorrow. We are going to do a gastrogram, which I think is where you like swallow. I have to fast starting at 9:00 tonight. So I fast for 12 hours. I do this gastrogram. I swallow a pill, and I believe it's where it's going to like, I don't really know what it is, but I think it's going to show me like how long it takes for something to digest through my system. I think that's part of it. And then they're going to do another thing of lab work for hormones. The blood lab work that I did the last time is to check my food sensitivities and allergies. So I am excited to find out more on that. I have done food sensitivity tests before. And it was very surprising as to what foods I was sensitive to. Like it could have been apples or broccoli. Like I was sensitive to it. So anywho, but I know that is contributing to the fatigue in the morning, because if I eat something the day before, and it's, even if I'm slightly sensitive to it, but I'm not having like a whole reaction to it, like an allergic reaction, it's suppressing something within my nervous system. It's affecting my nervous system because your gut and your nervous system are together. Your vagus nerve is the largest nerve in your body. It's the thing that runs your central nervous system. It goes from your spine to your butt to your booty. And anyway, so it's just all connected. So anyways, your body goes in when you are having a reaction to anything, your body goes into fight or flight. It's affecting your nerve. So there you go. But anywho, so I am getting all this stuff done. I will talk with a naturopath, health coach, and a dietitian tomorrow. And I think that's it. And then I had to do a stool test, which that was disgusting. But I had to do a stool test, and today I'm actually every few hours like sucking on some cotton balls and putting them in these like little vial tubes, and then I'll give that to them tomorrow as well. Those are to check my adrenals, to see, what's going on with my adrenals. Again, the fatigue, I probably do have some adrenal fatigue going on. I know the doctor, his preliminary thing was like, you have some like gut issues, thyroid hormone, and like my testosterone is really high. And that's why I have chin hair. Oh, yes, guys, I have chin hair. But I have to pluck or shave all the time. And I recognize it more when I have drank alcohol of any kind, have animal protein, have more like histamine foods, like chocolate. I don't have too many other histamine type of foods, but chocolate. I do eat avocados, and I don't see like a big growth with avocados, but I would say that chocolate, any processed food really, and the alcohol, liquor, beer, wine. I don't drink beer, but liquor, wine, and then, like I said, the animal protein too. So I know that there's something going on with my thyroid, my hormones in that regard. So we're going to get to the bottom of all of this, as well as I love the fact that I will be working with a health coach myself, although I have a lot of knowledge in this regard. But working with someone, as well as, I mean, y'all, I am making an investment in myself, not only for this, but I'm also going to start working with a therapist too, because I know that I need to learn some coping mechanisms and tools to help regulate my nervous system better around certain situations that are going on in my life. So yeah, but what I really like about this progressive medical so far is that they are giving me a treatment plan, which is something I haven't had. I've worked with many different health specialists in the past, and it kind of felt like they were doing a lot of the things that they would be doing, but it wasn't in a package deal. So it felt like, oh, let's do this. Let's try this. Oh, let's try this. Let's try this. And so it just felt like it was taking forever to figure out what the freaking root cause of things were, like what actually was going on. We did a blood panel once, and okay, I knew what supplements I needed to take. So I did that. And then it's like, okay, well, let's do a blood panel for your food sensitivities. I did that, had food sensitivities. Okay, stay away from these foods, blah, blah, blah. But there was just like no real clear direction. And I think that that's what we're lacking. One is the education around things, which I hope to do a better job about. Just again, I've learned a lot through life. But I really want to do that. But also we're lacking that education, but we're lacking that like, hey, like here's a package. When you start, this is how you're going to feel. And this is how you're going to feel at the end of this, you know? And of course I can't guarantee it, but I did ask her, I was like, okay, I've just paid an arm and a leg for this treatment package. What is the success rate? And she was like, oh, like 95% of people come out of here feeling 100% better or close to better. She's like, there are some that will maybe have some follow-up appointments afterwards. She's like, but that's probably because they weren't really following the treatment plan, and or they had something a lot more aggressive going on, and so they needed additional appointments. And I was like, okay, because I'm like, I don't want to have to do this and then do this again. I want to know exactly what foods to stay away from, exactly what everything to stay away from. I know I did a food sensitivity test at another place a few years ago, and I was actually sensitive, like allergic to my own stomach bile. Like the chemicals in my body were producing like toxins. And I'm like, no wonder my gut feels bloated when I haven't even eaten anything. Like, what in the literal heck? So that was fascinating to learn. But anyway, so that's what's going on with my health right now. I'm still doing like some yoga stretching. I'm still going for walks. I love walks. They are amazing and incredible. And it's not just exercise, guys. It's not just exercise to walk. Walking outside in particular helps you stay connected to the present moment. We only can live in the present moment granted, yeah, when you're outside and you maybe aren't listening to any music or listening to a podcast or audiobook, or talking to a friend on the phone, and you're just outside walking, your mind does start to wander. It's a form of meditation. It really is. Your mind starts to wander, but it's good to what helps me bring myself back to the present moment is gratitude. Look around at the trees and the flowers and the bushes or the cracks in the sidewalk. I mean, I get it. There's people that aren't in nature when they're walking. Pay attention to signs and things on how a building is made, whatever. That is what brings you to the present moment. And that helps you to stay grounded and connected within. So give that a try. Walking is wonderful for you. It's a mind, body, soul connection. And so great. Okay. So I think that's it. As far as I did go to the gym the other day and lift weights with a friend of mine. I was like in there, I'm like, yeah, no, this is not the life for me anymore. Like I would rather prefer a boutique studio now and or like a yoga class or just walking or just doing stuff outside. I freaking love outside. I know it's the Leo in me, but I love being outside. I love being outside. So if there's workouts outside, I'm going to be there. until it gets really hot, and then I can't be there. It's like real hot, and I don't do sweaty. My central nervous system kind of has the thing with getting overheated these days, which is something else I'm going to be working on. So we shall see. Okay, so let's move on to dating, relationships, love. I know if you've been listening to this podcast, you have some idea of like my relationship roller coaster. Yeah. So even at the beginning of this year, I was like, I'm done. And I am done. It's some things I think it is wildly fascinating. Okay. So I'm just going to say this in like a week and a half to 2 weeks span time. It was so interesting because some events happened. And I was like, wow, God, you are showing up this week. You are showing up right now. I told you what I wanted, and you were like, nope. And you were just removing these people from my life. You were showing me signs to be like, hell, are you going to step into your fucking power? Or are you going to stay where you're at and keep attracting and repeating this cycle? And I said, I am done. I am no longer repeating this cycle. The woman who was on last week's podcast episode, Tasha Wall, her and I actually did a one-on-one session outside of the interview. And she helped me discover, and this is why I really wanted to share with you ladies too, is that we did some like body work. So many of us, and I know this just through learning about breath work in the past as well. First of all, I start talking really fast and I forget to breathe. So like side note, I'm like right now. But I just get really excited talking about this stuff. But yeah, so body work, basically you drop into your body. You actually start to bring awareness to the feeling of things going on in your gut. Again, your gut is your second brain, or it is like your first brain because it's where all of your emotions are stored. So, and then it feeds your brain. So anywho, we are doing this body work and she's having me, okay, think about this particular person. Should I think about this particular person and tell me what you're feeling? And so she's going through all of that. And I was like, it's contractions. It's erratic contractions, like very inconsistent contractions, which makes sense because that's how our dynamic has been for a while. It's been very inconsistent and very erratic. And she was like, okay. And so we started diving even deeper. Like we peeled back a layer of what that is. And we discovered, I said, there's still like, I kept saying, I'm just like angry. Like I'm angry and I keep feeling like, and I was crying. And it was so funny because I wasn't crying in a sense of like facial expression was changing, but tears were running down my face. It was really a beautiful experience for me. But anyway, so I was releasing stuff and, but I got to the bottom of it and I was like, there's this core belief down in my gut that says, what's wrong with you? Something's wrong with you. That's the reason why you're not getting chosen for things, for people. People are not choosing you. Why aren't these guys? Why can't someone just be consistent in my life and show up and choose me? Right. So it was going into that. And so she was like, so this person has just been a distraction because you haven't really healed that root. You still are sitting in that, what's wrong with me? And you keep discovering evidence that there is something wrong with you because you keep allowing these situations and experiences to continue. And I was like, mind blown. I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So then she had me like visualize my soulmate. Like, and I don't know if you ladies have, or my listeners, my lovely listeners, I don't know if y'all have ever done this, but I highly recommend you write out your dream partner. And you could be married and still do this. Like I would write out my dream partner and compare if your partner right now is that person. And if they are, I love that for you. If they are not, I would have some conversations with your partner and just be like, oh my God, you know what? I was doing some journaling exercise today and I discovered I really love this. I love it when people do this and see if your partner starts showing up and doing those things, right? If they aren't told, they don't know. We can't expect and have an expectation and assumption that everyone knows exactly what's going on in your head and that they should know what you like and all this stuff. So anyways, that would just be I think an exercise that would be amazing. But it would also maybe bring some life and some truth and honesty to your life as well. So with that being said, she had me visualize my soulmate, and she was like, what does that feel like? And I said, it's a little bit constrictive as well. I feel these contractions. I said, but honestly, I feel like that is more of that self-sabotage. I said that there's fear and there's sabotage there, that although I want this, maybe I'm afraid I'm going to fuck it up in some way or something, like I'm unlovable or whatever. I don't know. And she was like, well, that's beautiful self-awareness. She said, okay, so let's sit with that for a second. And then we were able to move past it. And sitting even further with it, I was like, okay. She goes, so how does it feel now? And I said, it's consistent. I was like, it's really consistent and it's smooth. Like really, like obviously it's going to feel like a contraction, almost like a heartbeat, right? I said, but it's very smooth. It's got this like wave to it. I said, so it's really like a nice flowy ribbon in a sense. And anyway, so that was just really fascinating. She said, okay, so now we have brought awareness to the feeling of contraction and to connection. So with your soulmate, you are going to connect with them. With this other person and the other people that you have experienced in your life, it's a contraction. It's a no. It's a contraction. It's a distraction. This doesn't feel good. It only feels safe because it's what your body has experienced and what it knows. And that little bit of self-sabotage and fear of that connection, that initial thing, it's wait, this doesn't feel safe. And that's your ego trying to keep you safe in the contraction, because our ego plays with trauma a little bit, right? So anywho, it was just like such a fascinating thing. So she brought awareness, and that is the key to change. Awareness is the key to change, everyone. So I have awareness now. And she's like, constantly think, like, and you can do this with, when you're out to dinner, like, and you're trying to decide on your menu option, like it's your intuition. Duh. That is your intuition. It's how to really get into and listen to your intuition, and your gut is by bringing awareness to the feeling inside of your gut. So that's what she was helping me do. So anything that feels constrictive and like a contraction, and my gut literally physically contracts, it's a no. It's a no. Or it's let me sit with this. Maybe is that fear? Is that sabotage? Okay, maybe not. Or maybe it is. So then continue. That's why you go on second dates and things like that. But anywho, it was just like really cool. And I don't know how to explain it outside of what I just did, but I just thought it was really neat. But with all that being said, yeah, I have been in a place of recognizing that I have a lot of anger inside of me. And I know that anger sits in your liver. And that's probably why when I'm drinking alcohol, I do not feel great the next day, because that is just feeding that emotion basically. And it's just like, ugh. And then I'm like sitting in anger and guilt and shame and frustration and disappointment and all that. And I'm like, fudge buckets. Like, I hate that. So yeah, I'm sure with this new health treatment, I'm probably going to have to like go sober anyway. So everything is lining up exactly how it should right now for me. But I don't know. It was just really fascinating. So I'm not dating anyone. Let's just put that out there on the table. I'm not dating anyone. I expressed interest in a couple of guys recently too. Again, those 2 weeks, I was like, oh my God, God is like just picking people out of my life kind of thing. And I'm not saying out of my life, but just in that way, because I love these people. But I don't know, it was just like really interesting because I expressed interest in 2 gentlemen outside of this other situation that I have been going through. And yeah, I will say this, like, I didn't feel like either was sure about me. And I want both. I want a man who is sure about me, because that is the consistent safety that I am looking for. I am looking for consistency. I am looking for someone who is going to create an emotional safe space for me. And someone who doesn't know if I'm right for them right now, that's fine. I may not be right for them right now. Maybe in a while I will be. But right now, I just thought it was really fascinating, because I just felt like God was like, it's not it. It's not it right now. So, and there's no chasing. And that's the thing on the podcast episode last week. It was like, I'm so familiar with the chasing because I want what I want. But when those, maybe because that's what I've attracted in the past, are these, players, these F boys and whatnot, it's like, well, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me? That's the root of everything, is what's wrong with me. So I am going to be doing some healing work around that story, which I have been doing for a very long time. But that's it. I mean, if that's something that your body just runs off of, is what's wrong with me, then it doesn't heal like right overnight, but I can learn tools and, and just bring awareness to how things are supposed to feel. And so that when I feel it, it feels better. And it's funny because the one person, like I said, that I've been, just in this contraction with for a while, when we're together, it doesn't feel like a contraction. And that's the problem. That's why we kept kind of going back and forth to each other, I think, is because it doesn't feel like that. It feels nice. And it feels safe in those moments. But then as soon as that person leaves or we leave each other, there's the contraction again. Because I'm like, well, they're not choosing me. They're not sure of me. So then it's back. And that I don't want that continue. I don't want to continue that cycle. It is not serving me. I am over here talking about women empowerment and self-love and all these things. And then I'm sitting in this position that is not in alignment with that. And again, and I'm just being transparent and vulnerable, because that's the beauty of storytelling, is that we get to share experiences that we're going through so that someone else can be like, oh, wow, she's going through that too. First of all, I don't have a perfect life. There's a lot of effed up things going on. And I am being more intentional every single day to create healthy boundaries in my life and really choose actions that are aligned with the destination that I really want to have. So I think that's pretty much it. But I am open to dating. I do have a date scheduled for Tuesday evening. And I don't really know that much about the person because I think only exchanged a couple of messages on a dating app, and then we took it off and he asked me to go to dinner. So we shall see. But thanks for tuning in today. Again, if you are interested in talking, well, I always want to hear from y'all. So please reach out to me. Tell me if you love this episode. Tell me if you resonated with any parts of my story. If you have questions about anything, I can help you through that. If you are looking to go through my Rejection to Redemption, Soul Aligned Money Magnet courses, DM me and I can send you the link, or check out my link tree. And also, if you're interested in doing any type of one-on-one private coaching with me, let me know about that as well. And also, if you want to join our Fempowered Women Empowerment event in June in Denver, Colorado, reach out to me and I will give you the link for that as well. But I'm so excited for all the things that are unfolding for me and for you. I feel like, again, my story can help inspire you to take action. And that is why I'm doing this, so around your health, your career, business, you gotta do things that are serving you, that are bringing you joy, that are creating more peace, that are helping you to regulate your nervous system, because your nervous system is regulating everything. It's controlling everything in life. So meditate, yoga, stretching, go for walks, connect with nature, journal, read these things, do some breath work. These are all modalities that are going to help to regulate your nervous system and bring you some peace and to help you connect within so that you're really radically loving yourself. I was going to say, new people, new energy. That's what I wanted to circle back to. New people, new energy. So with all of that being said, as far as the love dating relationship, new people, new energy. Also, I want to start surrounding myself with people that I maybe have never met before. We don't have any and or very few friends in common. And I think that that's the next level of discomfort that I am stepping into. So we shall see. I mean, maybe my soulmate is someone that I've known for 20 years. Who knows? But right now, we're going to focus on new people, new energy. So I sending you all so much love. Thank you for tuning in. Happy Monday, or whenever you're listening to this, and continue to rate, review, subscribe, download, share this podcast with friends. I have some incredible guests coming up, and we're going to dive deeper. So love y'all. Bye. If you loved this episode, please download, share, rate, and review. If you are ready to step into that next level version of you and grow your business and bank account, it's time to unleash your goddess magic and chase life with Kelly. You can start this epic expansion journey by diving into the Goddess Magic course bundle found at chaselifetogether.com. Please connect with me on Instagram at Chase Life with Kelly. Join the Chase Life with Kelly Facebook community and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Till next time, create the life you crave, babe, and chase life with Kelly.